everyone, how are we all doing today? So welcome to day 3 on this series. As you can already see, I'm so super excited. I'm glad that we are doing this. I'm glad that I am leading you on this journey. I'm glad that a lot of people are going to get valuable insights through this series. So how has it been for you? I hope you've been catching up. Have you played the intro, the video for day 2? Okay, a quick recap now. For day 2, we talked about what virtual assistance actually means and who a virtual assistant is, the kind of services a virtual assistant can render. Okay, let's right into day 3. I hope you're as excited as I am. See you. Welcome back. So for day 3, we are going to be talking about some of the VA skills you never knew you had in you. I got one of the messages I got the other time was someone complaining about not having an admin skill or not having to work in any of the roles previously before now. Now let's look at it this way. If you can be able to manage some things, I believe for once in your life you may have organized a birthday party either for yourself, for your friend, or for your children. Okay, you have organized it, and everyone that came or attended that party, we are all singing your praises. Oh, this is so beautiful. How were you able to come up with this? How are you able to come up with that? You are a project manager. You can actually manage events. You can manage projects. You only need some little touches here and there. But of course, you have all it takes to start out in the first place. Then, if you're already using your phone, responding to inquiries via your DM, maybe you sell some things online, or you're not selling at all, but people have once in a while sent you a personal message, direct message in your inbox, and you've been able to filter, respond, and basically attend to people asking for one thing or the other, making inquiries on your personal profile. You are doing something, and you know what you're doing. You are a DM manager. You are a customer service person. Okay, all that will be required will now be for you to now recognize that as a business, position yourself as a brand, and do some little adjustment here and there, maybe in the tone of your response, your language, and all, and you are good to go. Another thing, of course, everyone using Google Play Store and the rest of it now has a Google account. You have a Gmail, and I know for once in a while, maybe for people that have gone through NYSC, or there must have been a situation that would allow you to write an email, respond to an email, or even delete unwanted emails, declutter your inbox. You're already doing something. Are you getting it now? So you are doing all of these things personally, and it might even be possible that you may have helped one person or the other to create their email account, to manage their email account one way or the other without getting paid for it. So all of these things you have been doing casually can be repackaged to be a business, can be repackaged to be a service that you render in return for money. Okay, so there are some people who can type really fast. They can type very well, very fast. And there are some people as well who can really format, after typesetting, format, and give a typed doc work a really good shape. That is a service someone can render. Okay? You can render it as a virtual assistant, you can render it as a gig, as a freelancer. All of these are targeted towards making money while staying at home or from the comfort of anywhere you find yourself using your smart devices. Do you even know that as a secretary, I know some of you may have worked in the capacity of a secretary, maybe for an organization, a club, association. You've been writing minutes. I know some people that may have served in that capacity for a good number of years, gain a whole lot of experience, and can actually work perfectly as a secretary. Do you know that that can be rendered as a service? You can be someone's personal assistant, taking meeting notes, writing them, and sending them as a report to their emails or however they want to receive them. You know that can also be a service. All of these things are what you can do using your smartphone. You don't necessarily need to own a laptop for you to execute some of these tasks that I'm mentioning now. Let me give you a short story. A while ago, I saw in a private online community, someone was talking about how he wants to execute this plan. He wants to distribute something to a kind of charity for a particular group in her community. And that came to my mind. Then I was still a full-time staff. I was working physically at my 9-to-5 job role, and after expressing her concern, and not because then the person is in diaspora, she wasn't based here in Nigeria, and she was. Let me spare you the whole details, but here is the thing. After the whole meeting and everything, I had to quickly write her an email, because I found a way to get her email. I wrote her and I introduced myself as a virtual assistant, and I pointed that I understood that she is planning, she has this in mind, but she's finding it difficult on how to execute due to distance and other factors. I told her that we are a team of virtual assistants. We can serve in that capacity. We can manage that project for her and give her a result. All that she needed was to give us all that she wants, a brief on how she wants that to go, and trust us, and we will deliver. Long story short, we did all that was expected and we delivered. Who are the we now? My brand, of course, my brand. I'm not going there to say I will do this, I will do that. You have to give it a professional look, give it a professional lift. That is where branding comes into place. And that is a topic for another day, not what we are here for today. So what we are here for today is to outline some of those things that you have in you that you can actually monetize, set it up as a brand, and start earning from it. You render that service virtually as an assistant, not physically in any office. Okay? So in summary, if you can write an email, you can render that as a service. If you can manage social media accounts, you can render that as a service. If you can type if you can make use of Word, Microsoft Word, Google Sheets, Google Doc, you can render a service using that in that capacity. If you can transcribe, if you understand languages and you can translate from one language to the other, you can render that as a service. If you can do graphics design, if you can design beautiful posters, flyers, and the rest of it, you can deliver that as a service. If you can do video editing, you can deliver that as a service. If you can shoot video, I saw a video on Facebook of a particular lady that does adverts for small business owners. Now she's not doing that just, I think she's combining it both physical and online. All of these are targeted towards making money. She comes to you, and if you want her to come and do the video coverage herself, she comes, does her thing, and she goes back, edits it, and gives you a very beautiful outfit. And she gets paid. Another thing that I want to talk about now is if you can write contents, if you can write scripts for videos, content creation, if you can write beautiful stories, you can also be a virtual assistant. In the capacity of content creation, a lot of businesses want you to write their sales copy, they want you to write their marketing materials, they want you to write their product knowledge, they want you to do a lot of writing service for them. You can do that. It's just for you to sit down and say, oh, Philippa, now that I know what a virtual assistant now that I know that a virtual assistant is someone who renders a service to a business in return for money, not physically with the person, but in the online space. You render a service from the comfort of anywhere you find yourself, virtually, that is online, to anyone around the globe. Okay, now that I have known that this is what it actually is, what is it I can do? What are the skills that I have? What services can I render? What problems can I solve? Yes, what problems can I solve? Once you sit down to articulate these things, you can get your pen and paper or book. I will advise you use a book, because paper you can misplace it, or you can even use your phone notepad. But I prefer to write. I see journal. I prefer writing on my book. It comes handy, and it gives me a certain level of satisfaction. It gives me I prefer, just understand that I personally prefer writing on my book. While I can also find myself writing on my device, I prefer writing on my book. So you can get a book, call it the book for your journey. Okay, you can call it your journal. Okay, then you start listing out the things that you think you can do, things that you're really good at. Of course, from this series, you already know some of those things that you can monetize, some of those skills that you have that you can actually monetize. Then you start thinking on the ones that you enjoy, that it comes naturally from you. You don't have to fake it. It comes naturally. As long as you're there, it starts flowing. It's natural in you, and it is relevant to what people want. Okay, it is a skill that you can monetize. It is a marketable skill. Okay, once you have itemized these things, articulated all of these things, then the next will be now for you to look forward to the next stage, which is what we are going to be discussing in the next one. Okay, until I see you in the next one, keep that little light of yours shining. Bye bye.